All right, boys and girls and whatever else out there. Um, Today we're getting a little more in depth with some cooking techniques, so it's gonna be kind of cool. It's fried chicken and mac and cheese and some glazed carrots and stuff. Sounds simple. I don't know who this is calling me, but not a good time. Sounds simple, but some of the stuff to do requires a decent amount of technique. Like with the mac and cheese, we're gonna make a bechamel sauce, or a mornay sauce, if you will, which is a bechamel, which is one of the mother sauces with cheese in it. If you didn't know, there's 5 other sauces out there. We don't have to get into that right now, but bechamel is one of them. It's basically just a thickened milk or cream sauce with some nutmeg and some salt and pepper. That's basically what a bechamel is. Maybe a little bit of onion and that kind of thing, depending on where you are. And then when you add cheese to it, it turns into a mornay sauce, M-O-R-N-A-Y. So pretty cool learning here. We're gonna get into that. And then we're also gonna make some fried chicken. I just got some chicken tenderloins just because they were on sale. $5.99 for, like, I don't know, 7 of them. And they cook fast, they're easy to cook, they're easy to make. Everybody likes chicken tendies, so. And then I got just a little gourmet trio here is what it's called. I'm just gonna use the carrots in there. There's a couple of them. I'll probably throw in some broccolini and stuff in there as well. Just they didn't have any just baby carrots that I could find in the store today, so unfortunately that's what we're stuck with. But over here, I got buttermilk we're gonna marinate the chicken in first. We've got some thyme that's left over from one of the other streams. I got some cream left over from one of the other streams. I bought some half and half, a quart, and another half a quart or another pint of so half a quart of heavy cream. We're making that. That's gonna be our cheese sauce. I got flour back here, just all-purpose flour, and some cornstarch. That's gonna be for our breading. I like to put cornstarch in my breading because it makes it a lot crispier. I got some ziti here for the mac and cheese. I like the ziti just because it's a little heartier noodle. Elbow is fine. If you want to use elbow, use whatever noodle you want. Honestly, I don't care. We got Pam here. Pretty obvious what that's for. I got some honey here, just some simple honey in a bear that we're going to glaze the carrots and vegetables in, just to kind of add a little sweetness to the dish. It's going to be very savory, so you kind of want to balance that with something. I got cayenne, garlic, oregano, and my roasted herb and garlic. That's gonna go in our flour mixed for our seasoned flour, and some other stuff too. We'll kind of use it throughout to kind of carry that flavor. I got some more parsley here we're gonna use just kind of throughout the dish. Butter softening up for everything like usual. I got a shallot here. This is what actually I'm gonna put in the mac and cheese. Adds a little good savory flavor to your mac and cheese too. And then back here, I got parm left over from a old stream. Parmesan cheese, and then I got just this Kraft cheese was like buy one get one free at the store today, so it worked out kind of perfect. So I just got triple cheddar with some cream cheese in there to kind of make it creamier, and then some Colby Jack because I kind of like the flavor of those. And then I got some mozzarella left over from the chicken parm stream, so we're gonna toss that in there as well. So we're just gonna use what we got. So all you're gonna need kind of equipment wise for this is I got a pot of water going for the pasta. I got a pan back there I'm gonna use for my carrots, my vegetables, and I got a kind of a shallow flat bottom pan here that I'm gonna fry my chicken in. I already got oil in there, probably about a 1/4 inch of oil. So we're not gonna deep fry this chicken. It's gonna be kind of more southern style where we kind of pan fry it. Obviously I don't have a cast iron deep enough to do this in, or else I would do it in a cast iron because it holds heat better and it's more traditionally southern. This is gonna be our landing zone for the mac and cheese and everything once we're done. So we're kind of mix the noodles and the mornay sauce together, and then we're gonna pour it in here, and we're gonna bake it off. So actually I need to go ahead and turn my oven on now that I'm thinking about that. Let's do it at, I don't know, pick a random number. 385 sounds cool. No one ever does 385. All right, so first off what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our chicken marinating. We're just gonna let it marinate for a little bit, kind of while we're prepping some other stuff. So what I'm gonna do is kind of move some of the stuff out of the way. So I just got these cake pans back here. This is what I use just to bread. I don't really use them for cakes, so it's not a big deal. I don't have to worry about cross-contaminating or anything. So we're just gonna pop the chicken tendies in this pan right here. Boom, like so. Didn't even touch it. Look at that. And then we're gonna shake out this buttermilk because buttermilk is acidic. So sometimes it tends to separate in there, and it's also that's why it's also good to marinate in, because it's a little bit acidic, so it kind of helps tenderize the chicken and adds a little bit of flavor to it. So basically we're just gonna pour buttermilk in, just enough to kind of cover it, you know. We're not going too crazy here. And buttermilk lasts forever. You know, this is good for another month, so I'll use this probably for something else later on. I don't know what, but we'll figure it out. So I like to add a little hot sauce to my marinating. So use whatever you like. I like this brand. I don't know if I can say it, so I'm not. But this is my favorite, so I'm gonna put a little hot sauce in there. Do a little garlic powder. Basically, we're gonna use all the same seasoning that we're gonna put in our flour, so it's kind of carrying throughout, right? So garlic powder. It looks like a lot, but it's not, because we're also flavoring the buttermilk as well. So we're kind of flavoring that and the chicken. So a little bit of cayenne for some heat as well. I like a little bit of oregano just to kind of bring a little herbaceousness to it. And then some of the handy dandy kind of all-purpose seasoning. You can kind of use whatever you like, whatever you're partial to. And then as always, salt and pepper. A decent amount of salt, because like I said, we're kind of flavoring everything in here, not just the chicken. And then a good amount of pepper. And I'm gonna do this over the sink, but basically we're just gonna mix this together. I just don't want to spill any buttermilk, which I probably will, because I like to get in here. So basically just mix this around like so. Yeah, see what I mean? I'm getting it everywhere. So now everything's kind of mixed together and seasoned. So I'm just gonna leave this right here. Like I said, I don't have a lot of room to work with in this kitchen, so I kind of got to utilize what I got. But I'm just gonna leave it there, because I don't need to put it back in the fridge, because the chicken and the buttermilk are both cold, and I'm not worried about it going bad in that little amount of time, and we're gonna bread it pretty soon anyway. So just leave it out, let it kind of do its thing for we're not gonna let it go long, like 5-10 minutes. All right, and then now let's get our seasoned flour ready. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add, this is white lily flour. I like white lily. It's made in Tennessee. I used it a lot in Charleston when I used to work in restaurants. They make a really good self-rising flour that we used to use for biscuits, which I highly recommend. So basically we're just gonna put enough flour in here to make sure we have enough to kind of cover these. I don't know if I'm gonna go once or twice, so I'm gonna put a decent amount in there just to make sure. And you can always save this flour, you know, and use it again for chicken if you want to, but you're gonna have to keep it in the fridge because it's gonna have chicken protein on it. So just keep that in mind if you do keep it, and just use it pretty soon after, because it doesn't last long. You don't want it to go bad. So we're gonna add a little bit of cornstarch in there. It's probably like, I don't know, 3 parts flour to 1 part cornstarch, if you want to get technical. So again, garlic powder, all the same seasoning we just put in the marination station. I'll do a little bit more, because this is going to be the bulk of our flavoring here, because this is kind of going to be the breading that you're going to be biting into in the chicken. A little cayenne. I like mine a little bit spicy. I hate these shaker things. A little oregano. We don't want to do a lot of that because it might burn in the oil. I'm just going to take this damn thing off. And then a little bit of the roasted garlic and herb. And then as always, salt, decent amount of salt, and pepper. All right, again, over the sink just so you don't get it everywhere. Which if you're like me, you probably will. So just kind of mix that up decently, just so it's all kind of mixed together. All the seasonings you can kind of see it throughout, you know. Hopefully y'all can see that. So let's rinse my hand off. Clean this sink out. And then later. Okay, so now we got our flour here. This will be our landing zone for our chicken tendies. I'm just gonna kind of move this stuff over out the way for now. Actually, I'll just go ahead and spray that pan since we get that over with. So I'm just gonna spray this landing zone pan for our mac and cheese because I don't want it to stick, obviously. Like I said, you probably know what Pam's for. Alright. Winter chicken dinner. So I got the oil heating up. I don't have it blasting yet because we don't need it quite yet. I'm just going to turn it about halfway. We kind of want it to come up slow. Turn this water down a little bit. Actually, yeah, we want this. We want to go ahead and cook our noodles. So what we're going to kind of do here is I'm going to bread the chicken. And then after I bread the chicken, I'm going to start making my sauce for the mac and cheese. So I will still need the flour because we're gonna make a roux. So let's see. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get this chicken breaded. So, you know, if you want, you can marinate this chicken overnight. You can marinate it for 6 hours, 1 hour, as quick like I did. I'm not gonna wait that long, obviously, because I gotta get this going, I'm hungry. So you can just pretend that it's marinated overnight. You don't want to go much longer than overnight, or else the buttermilk will start to eat away at whatever you're marinating it in, and that's kind of gross. You don't want that to happen. So I'm just going to get a paper towel and kind of put it underneath there so I don't spill any buttermilk under there on the cutting board. All right, so now what we're going to do, we're going to do wet hand, dry hand on our chicken tendies. So we're going to go right out of the buttermilk and the flour, cornstarch, and seasoning mixture with your other hand so you don't get Frankenstein fingers or whatever you call them. And we're just going to kind of mix it around lightly. Yeah, I'm just going to go once. Actually, you can just use this flour if you'd like for the roux, because you're going to cook it out anyway, so it doesn't matter that chicken's been in it, and it's already seasoned as well, so it's kind of a double use. Let me get another one here. I might double dip them. I'm gonna see. I'm just gonna make a little bit of room in the buttermilk in case I want to. Making chicken tendies. All right, so let's see. Bread them up. Bread them up. I don't know, these might do alright, just one breading. Yeah, let's just do one. That looks good. So we got tendies coming out. Just kind of letting them slack off over here. Into the buttermilk. Into the flour, cornstarch seasoning. Rinse and repeat. Over and over and over. You don't have to use buttermilk. You don't have to even, you could always do an egg wash if you want. I just think fried chicken tastes better when you do buttermilk, in my opinion, depending on kind of what you're going for. Like, obviously the chicken parm, you know, that's a little bit different fried chicken, so you don't really have to do this, even though you can, but that's not really the flavor profile we're going for when we're doing something like chicken parmesan or something like that. So when you're doing kind of southern fried chicken, like good old hearty fried chicken, I always recommend going the buttermilk route. And no cats in here? Crazy. Maybe they're finally getting used to me streaming or something, who knows? It's like they're a living creature and they can learn. Who would have thunk it? If only humans could do that, we'd be in business. Alright. So, chicken breaded here. Get it slacked out on the plate. So now, I mean, we're basically done with that buttermilk. And we're basically done with this flour, but I'm going to hold on to this flour for now because I'm going to use it to thicken my roux with. So let's go ahead and wash our hands. Because we might as well use it, like I said, if we weren't going to cook it out, which you never really don't cook flour in any kind of case, you know. So I always, like a roux, you cook the flour out. Anytime you're using flour, you cook it in some way or another. Like we're cooking it here in the oil when we're deep frying it. So as long as you're cooking it out, the bread and raw stuff in it's not going to hurt you. You know, obviously you don't want to use this chicken on something, like this flour on something else, you know, like on beef. I mean, you can, like I said, it's not going to hurt you if you cook it out, but some people, like, you know, don't want to cross-contaminate at all, which I recommend, but, you know, some people, you got to do what you got to do sometimes. All right. So now we're just going to let these chickens, I'm going to let them slack out over here. We'll move this, man, this kitchen's small, here for now, I guess. I guess we can move it over here. All right. So, for the cheese sauce, let me get a pan. Our little sauce pot, I guess, is what it's called. So we're gonna start heating that up, and we're gonna take our shallot here. This is really the only cutting we're really doing today is the shallot and the parsley. So you don't really have to worry about cutting too much. It's more or less more technique kind of driven as cooking. So knife skills aren't very important right now on this one, so it's all right. But if you don't know what a shallot is, this is what a shallot is. Looks like an onion, a little baby onion. A lot of people think it's like a mixture of garlic and onion, which it kind of tastes that way, but it's anatomy-wise, that's not what it is. It's just a different species of onion. It's got a little bit more of intense flavor, which is why usually in things that are in smaller packages in the food world have a lot more intense flavor. So basically what we're gonna do, we're gonna treat it just like an onion. So I'm just gonna face off the edge a little bit, and then we're gonna kind of come down the middle of it, and I'm gonna do one more on top. Be careful. And then we're gonna do the same thing as an onion. Come down, and then we're gonna dice. And I like these to be small. You can consider this a brunoise, if you will. Just because I want them to cook out of the mac and cheese. I don't want you to really know that I use shallot. I just want you to taste like a little bit more savory flavor in there and be like, oh, okay, this is really good mac and cheese. So again, come down, and then we're gonna go fine. All right, that's enough. So one is called a banana shallot, is what that one was called. It costs like 50 cents at the store, you know what I mean? So really good value for what it is. All right, so now I'm gonna get water because my throat's dry. I don't want to keep clearing my throat on this microphone. All right. So now we're kind of chilling. So let's go ahead and turn this up so we'll get our pasta going while we're cooking our sauce. So that way they can kind of come together at the same time. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and just rinse this out. I need all the room I can get in this kitchen, so. And whenever I deal with anything with chicken, I always just put it in the dishwasher because the dishwasher does a lot better job sanitizing it than I would with Dawn soap and stuff, so. When you think about it that way. All right, wash sink out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna need a bowl and a strainer. Like whatever the biggest bowl you have is what we're gonna use. So we'll mix the pasta and the sauce in there, and then we'll dump it in the pan. Alright, so we're gonna add a decent amount of butter. Again, mac and cheese isn't supposed to be healthy, so it's not gonna be. I don't even know, man, like a couple tablespoons to kind of start out with, and we'll see where that gets us. And then shallot, as Gordon Ramsay would say. In. Shallot, in. Alright, let's get all that in there. There's a kitten. I knew it would happen. Alright. So now we got, see, this is what I'm saying. Already almost tripping over you. Like, what's Ryan doing over there? Let's go get in his way and see if he'll fall. And then yell at him like I need something when I don't. Alright. I talk to my cats way too much. Jesus Christ. Alright. So we're gonna use all this pasta. This is a what? Pound box. I'm just gonna use it all because why not? I'll eat mac and cheese all week if I have to. I don't care. So I'm gonna add some salt to it. And just be careful working with water next to hot oil. As I'm sure you can imagine, you can do the science on that one. So we're just kind of sweating these onions out a little bit. Just getting them translucent. I'm gonna grab a spoon here so we can get some flour. And basically we're gonna make a roux, which actually might need a little bit more fat in there. Because I like my cream sauce to be creamy and cheesy, so also the cheese will also thicken it too, but just to be safe. Let's make a nice little buttery roux here. So the oil's getting warm. Our pasta is in. Get these stirred up so they don't stick together. Like they're already trying to. Alright, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to take some of our flour over here and we're going to add it to our butter, and we'll start off with that amount, see where that gets us, and then we'll keep adding as we need it. You can always add more, it's harder to take away, as they always say, so I use a little bit more. You can use a whisk to do this. I just don't like using a whisk in this pan yet. Just not quite yet because it will scratch the bottom up pretty bad. Add a touch more. There should be enough right here. Okay. So you can tell now it's got all that seasoning in it, so I don't even have to worry about seasoning this now. And that should be enough for what we need it for. So it's not a super thick roux. We're not going for a super thick. We're kind of going for a blonde roux, just very light, because we don't want to. In a traditional bechamel, it's a blonde roux because we want the sauce to be white, right? So that's kind of the whole thing. But with this, the sauce is kind of going to be yellow with the cheese and everything, so it doesn't really matter, but we still kind of want to treat it like a blonde roux. If you're making like gumbo or something like that, you'll see them go super dark on their roux. They'll cook the roux itself for like 30 minutes to 45 to an hour. Super dark roux. Adds a different flavor, but the more the roux cooks, the less thickening power it has. So you gotta think about that as well. So like right now, this flour is still basically raw, so it'll thicken up super quick, but you also taste flour, and that's not what you want. So we're basically just gonna let this go. Not long, maybe like 3-4 minutes, and just let that flour cook out. As well as kind of remaining to cook in the shallots, cooking that seasoning in there. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add handy dandy half and half here. I like using half and half because it's half milk, half cream, so you get best of both worlds. You can use straight cream if you want. Be super rich, but that's a little heavy. And then I add a little heavy cream at the end just to kind of make it, you know, luscious. Luscious is a great word. People don't use it enough. How are you doing on the internet? Good. All right, so our roux is coming along. You can see now it's kind of like a little bit more blonde-ish looking, I guess you could say. Smells good. Doesn't really smell like raw flour anymore, which is what you want. Just keep this pasta stirred. Again, be careful next to hot oil. I hate having microwaves over my stove because it's like you can't. It's just restricting. When you've cooked in restaurants for 10 years, you get spoiled by the setup, you know? Most restaurants, I guess I should say. The Westendorf was pretty cramped. That was ridiculous. Alright, so now we're gonna add our cream. I don't know how much yet, but we'll see. So just kind of mix it in while you're stirring. And this is kind of when I'll switch over to a whisk, just so we can get this roux incorporated in nicely. And you will see chunks, because I mean there's shallot in there, so that's not going to dissolve like the flour will. Now usually if I was in a restaurant, my milk would already be warm. Like I would already have it warming up on the stove as well. So it would thicken faster and cook faster. Screw it, let's just do this whole quart, man. Might as well. So a full quart of half and half, and then we'll kind of see where that lands us, and then we'll kind of add some cream as we need to. The Westendorf was interesting, man. I liked it because I was in charge, but it was interesting. It's for damn sure. So I'm not gonna add any salt quite yet because there's a decent amount in that flour that we used. So what I'm gonna do, and there's some in this cheese and everything that we're gonna use to thicken it with as well. So actually I'm gonna add, how much is left in here? It's probably like a 1/4 cup of cream left in this pint, so I'm just gonna add that to it as well. So I'm gonna add the cheese, and once we get this sauce kind of going, then I'm gonna be able to kind of tell better where my seasoning's at. I think the Westendorf would have been better if they actually gave me a chance to run it, but bad people scare good people away, man. Like the owners and Andrew and all of them, just, ugh, God. So basically what's happening is we're just waiting for these noodles to cook. They usually take about, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. Something like that. And then kind of what we'll do is get these drained out when they're done. And then by then our sauce will be done. So we'll combine them both together. Put it in the pan, put it in the oven. And while that's going, we will get our fried chicken going. And then hopefully by the time our mac and cheese comes out, our fried chicken's done. And our carrots and everything. Yeah, so the pasta's almost done. You want to talk about Andrew? We'll just let Andrew be. Wouldn't it be funny if he was watching this though? God damn, that'd be hilarious. Alright. So we're basically just waiting for this milk to come up to a boil so we can see how thick it's gonna be. Because just like a slurry, a roux, it's kind of like the reverse slurry where you start at the thickening agent at the beginning instead of adding it at the end. You can always make a roux on the side and add it in as well. But in the same way as a slurry, you have to wait until it comes to a boil until you're gonna know how thick it is. And since we had cold milk and now already warm milk, it's gonna take even longer. It'll still work the same, don't worry, it's just, it takes a little bit longer, so. Yeah, I know you're there. I saw you. Trifling ass, I saw you. Little kitten face. This battery on my back is annoying. Alright, so we're basically done with this flour. I'm not gonna save it, I don't care. I don't need it for anything. Flour is cheap. It's done its job. Again, with chicken, I'm not messing around with that. Aurora, you have food, darling. You have food in every bowl, even the one that's not yours. So I mean, you can temp your oil if you want to. I don't really care. I know this pan gets warm fast, so this oil is pretty much ready to go. But I'm not quite ready to go yet, so we're just going to kind of let it hold there. I'm just going to kind of adjust the temperature as I need to. Pasta's almost where we want it. Let's see where we're at. I kind of want to keep it al dente, which we are. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take that off. And we're gonna dump it in, yeah. I don't know if this is gonna steam up the camera or not, but. You can just rinse this pan out. I mean, literally all that was in here was boiling water, so it's not like it's dirty. You basically just sanitize it by boiling water in it, so I mean, don't freak out about it. Get rid of this paper towel here, make some room. This kitten here is doing some kitten things. Alright, so I can move this up here now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's some better heat. And you want to watch it too, because you don't want your milk or your roux to burn or anything, so I'm gonna put just a touch of oil on these noodles so they don't stick, but I don't want to put too much where the sauce won't stick to them either, you know, which is why I guess people put oil in the water when they're boiling, but it makes no sense because oil and water don't mix, so how is it gonna stick to the pasta when it it doesn't make any sense to me. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Alright, so yeah, this is thickening up. Yeah. Turn that heat down. See how it's thickening up now? Because it's getting ready to come to a boil. There we go. So this in its core is a bechamel. The French mother sauce of dairy. 5 mother sauces are what? Go. Quiz time. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. See how thick we're getting? Alright. So I'm gonna mess with the heat a little bit. Because it's electric and I love electric, as you all know. Tom is more chill. Usually. I mean, they both have their moments, man. It's she just wants food. I don't even know where Tom is, honestly, man. Alright, so we're getting nice and thick here. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some cheese. So probably about, I don't know, half a cup of that, quarter cup of that, who knows. Measuring's for bakers. And then we'll add some Colby Jack. Again, this is all to taste, man. So if you like more cheese, add more. And then we're gonna add some Colby. This adds a little sharpness, a little blah blah blah. A little mozzarella for a little cheesy, creamy stringiness, you know, that everybody loves. And then some parm for some zing. Oh my god, this is gonna be like a I mean, if you're not seeing where this is going now, then alright, yeah, see, that's getting thick now. So we're just gonna stir this up, let all that cheese incorporate into the sauce. So now we just made a Mornay. Right when we added cheese to this bechamel, it became a Mornay. That's how mother sauces work. They're all derivatives of each other. Like hollandaise, one of the other mother sauces that everybody gets on their eggs benedict. Once you add tarragon to that, guess what? It becomes béarnaise. That everybody likes dipping their French fries in or putting on their steak. So it's just pretty. That's what mother sauces are. Oh, look at that. Can y'all see that? Like, I mean, just. That's what it's about. Tilt this up a little bit. So that's our Mornay, right? So we're good there. Heat off. I'm gonna taste it, see how our salt is. I have no feeling in that pinky, so I can do that. If you don't, use a spoon. That's what happens when you get cut right there and sever the nerves on your first job from culinary school. I haven't had a feeling in that pinky for damn near 10 years now. So we're just gonna re-season it, because I mean, this is your seasoning, right? So you gotta make sure that this tastes good, or else the whole mac and cheese isn't gonna taste good. I'm actually gonna add some more cheese, because why not, right? Man, F it. Put the whole bag in. This is why I like cooking, because it's just like, you wanna add more? Do it. Who's gonna stop you? Kitten sure as shit ain't, so. Oh. I mean, this is what they do in restaurants, you know? So, this is how I'd make any mac and cheese in any restaurant and serve it and charge you an arm and a leg for it, even though it's just noodles and cheese. And guess what? You would buy it, because you would. Alright. So we got our pasta over here. I don't even know if this bowl's big enough for this, but we'll find out. We'll find out. Yeah, we're good. All right, so pasta in. How we tasting now? Let's do a little more parm. So then I'll just put the rest of the Colby Jack and stuff on top. Oh yeah. All right, so now we got our Mornay chilling. Got our oil chilling. I mean, if that doesn't look good to you, you can just dip. I mean, this is what you can use as fondue. You can dip whatever you want in here at a party. I mean, this can do a lot of things. You can freeze this and bread it and deep fry it and call it cheese sticks. They'll literally just explode in your mouth like gooey. It's amazing. Open this window here to get some circulation. Oh, it's raining now. Awesome. Okay, so now, best part, let's add some cheese. You might not eat all this sauce, which is fine because I will use it for something else, definitely. God. It's like I'm good at this or something. All right. So now we're just mixing. Look at that. Like, you see where I'm going with this? You picking up what I'm putting down? Huh? This is what I was thinking about at work all day. I don't know if you can hear the noise it's making. I really hope you can. It's just that's what it sounds like, you know? Yeah, right. The chicken's kind of a side dish to this, honestly. All right, so now we got our mac mixed up. I'm gonna put a touch more in there because when you bake it, it's gonna kind of tighten up a little bit as well. It hurts so good. Hi. All right, and now let's just mix this up a little bit as well. And then we're gonna go into our pan that has been greased up. And make sure you use a spatula to get all that goodness out of there. Now, some people put breadcrumbs on top. I don't like doing that because a lot of times the breadcrumbs will burn and get brown before the rest of the mac and cheese has had time to bake. But if you like breadcrumbs, do it. See that shallot in there? You can't even tell it's in there now, but I can tell it's in there, obviously, but it just makes it taste like mac and cheese you haven't had before because most people don't add that into their mac and cheese, you know? All right, so there, into the pan. And then over top, more and more. Trans fats, cholesterol, the good stuff going on here. Screw it, let's put the rest of the mozzarella on top. Because why not have 1.5 pounds of cheese in here? I don't know if you think the cheese is treats because it sounds like similar or whatever. Yo, where is this water coming from? I came in today and there was like water all in here. Like, what is happening? I swear it's from this dishwasher. That's a problem for my day off tomorrow. I'm not worried about it. All right, and then we're gonna put some parm on top. It'll get nice and crispy and brown on top. It kind of looks like breadcrumb. I guess I might as well use all that too, huh? Shit. Cycle that. So now, let's kind of tap it down a little bit to kind of get everything to settle. And now all we do is put it in the oven. And let the oven do the work from now on. And basically we're just gonna let that go until it's nice and brown on top. Everything's already cooked in there, so we're not really worried about cooking anything. Dude, this is insane. What is happening to my floor? All right, so I'm just gonna put the Mornay in here. Okay, we'll let that cool down. We're done with this. We're done with this. Don't know where all this water is coming from, but we'll figure it out later. Just gonna rinse this off here. Alright. So now it's the good chicken time. I'm gonna go ahead and get this warming up as well, so we can do our vegetables. Basically what we're gonna need for vegetables, that should be enough butter, and then our honey. We're done with all this. I actually might do a touch of cayenne because it's kind of good having like a honey glaze with a cayenne on it, you know. They make cayenne honey. I'm gonna use this to get a little thyme flavor in there. Alright, yeah. So let's chop up some parsley real quick too, because we're gonna toss that in with our glaze as well. And we're gonna put some on top of our mac. So, don't need a lot. Don't need a lot. That's honestly probably all we need right there. So put that in there. As I drop a bunch of leaves on the floor. Aurora, you want some parsley? I don't know if it's cat safe, but I guess we'll find out. I'm sure it is. It's just parsley, man. So let's chop this parsley up. And basically this is just gonna kind of go in as a garnish / flavor at the very end of the glaze. It'll make it look pretty on the plate and make it taste good. So it's the best of both worlds, which is the whole point of cooking in the first place. All right, so we got that. We'll just leave that to sit there for now. Fix this battery so it's not dragging down. There we go. All right, so then for our landing zone for the chicken, basically what we're gonna do is gonna get a plate here and a paper towel. And we're gonna start frizzying this stuff here. And we may not be able to put all of it in there at once, so we'll kind of see where we are once we get it, because you don't want to crowd it, because you want this stuff to cook right and brown nice and crispy and everything. So let's see how much we can do here. So grab some chicken. Oh yeah, we're nice. Turn this heat up a little bit. I'm gonna kind of let it warm up a little bit. I can just kind of tell by the way that's going that it's not quite as hot as I need it to be for more than one piece. That piece will be fine, but I just know. Like I said, you can temp it if you feel more comfortable doing that. I kind of just know by looking at it and feeling it. So let's do one more piece over here. One more piece over here. We could probably get 4 in here. You can probably do more if you want, but I just don't want to crowd it. Yeah, so we'll do 4. We'll kind of move that over. So boom. While that's going, we can wash our dishes. I guess we need to start doing our veggie tables actually, so we'll do that. I'm gonna go ahead and get these sprayed out at least though. Dishes are a lot easier to clean when they're hot than they are when they get cold and crusty on there, so I always recommend if you take a pan right off the stove, just spray it out then. You may get some steam in the house and stuff like that, but it's a lot easier to clean that way, I promise you. And obviously use hot water. Nice and steamy. This water gets super hot. I love having a gas water heater. Sorry if that was loud. This GoPro mic is pretty like sensitive actually. Alright, so that's sprayed out, so it's just easier to clean when I'm ready to clean it. Got a pan going here for our veggie tables. So I'm gonna add a little oil. So this chicken looking good, it's browning up, so we're gonna flip it. Yeah, look, it's stuck. Let that go. So what do we got in this gourmet trio, huh? So I want the baby carrots. Damn, that's a big boy. Might cut that in half actually. This is a big boy. Damn, I can't get it to cut straight. There we go. Son of a bitch. Alright, so we got some carrots. Is that the only 2 carrots that were in there? No, there's one little one in there. Alright, that's a little too warm for what I want right now. So carrots. We'll do a little piece of broccolini and some green beans too, why not? Cool. Alright, so we'll flip these over because they're still not done yet, so they'll get brown again once we flip them again. And when they come out of the oil, I'm going to season them with a little salt and pepper and a little touch of cayenne as well. Alright, so these are all going to roughly cook in the same amount of time. So basically I want to kind of put the carrots face down and get a nice sear on that face of the carrot. Right? And we're starting with oil because this will be the bulk of our cooking will be done in the oil, and then we'll add the butter and then we'll start glazing. But I need to take a... Hopefully y'all will come back. Technical difficulties again, as always. The SD card on my GoPro ran out, so I just decided to shut the stream off instead of just saying, hey, your SD card is full and you might want to look at that. Alright, so where are we? All right, so where I am now, the chicken in here is almost done. I took these off the heat real quick just to kind of, since the stream wanted to do that, but you can see they're getting nice and brown. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Sorry. So the chicken is almost done here. Luckily for YouTube, I can just edit that out. So I'll have to download it from Twitch now. Alright, so you can see the vegetables have a nice little sear on them on the outside. You can see that. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna add our butter. Y'all coming back. I only got 2 viewers now. Oh, you gotta love it, man. Gotta love it. Alright, so this chicken is done. Put it on the paper towel. You can see how that breading actually sticks to the chicken, because we use that buttermilk. So then we'll put our last 3 in there. Like, it just started beeping and it's like, oh, sorry, stream's over. That's why I need to figure out a better way to, well, either way it would have shut the GoPro off, so, or the stream, I guess. Hopefully I get y'all back, but we'll see. Alright, so I'm going to add a little bit of thyme here to our vegetables, just a touch, to give it kind of that flavor. Turn our heat down because we're just looking to glaze now. So we got our butter in there. Got the remaining of our chicken in here. Go ahead and flip this once, so you can kind of cook it. The more you flip it, the faster it cooks, regardless of what people say. Only flip once kind of stuff. All right, so put a little salt on there, and now we're gonna go in with a little bit of honey on our veg. You can kind of take it off the heat. So now you have kind of a nice little brown butter going as well. Okay, how do you open this thing? And just a nice little drizzle, not too much honey, and then we'll do a touch of cayenne, literally just a touch, and we'll basically just kind of mix that around. And now it smells delicious. Do a little salt. I'm not going to do any pepper on these because I have cayenne in there already. So now these vegetables are basically done. I'm gonna kind of let them sit in that glaze for a minute and kind of let that glaze thicken up and do its thing. Meanwhile, we'll take a look at, keep an eye on our chicken, let it go. And then we can take a look at our mac as well, see where we're at on that. Still can't believe it did that, man. It's like, oh, sorry. Stream's over, bud. Your SD card is full. I need to get a bigger one. This one's only 32 gigs. I need to get like a 128 gig one. God, this water, man, what is happening in here? Everything is just going to hell right now. Sorry, I gotta roll with it. Roll with the punches, man. Can I? Alright, so we got our chicken nice and browned up here. Got our vegetables nice and glazed there. Let's check out the mac and cheese. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of turn this up and just kind of get that brown, nice crispy on top, you know what I mean? So we're done with these vegetables. Luckily, I can just download the other half of the stream from Twitch. I have to worry about getting it from my... I like just doing it from my SD card because it's easier, but... apparently not if you don't have a big enough one. Alright. So the veg is looking good. Mac's looking good. Chicken's looking good. We're all looking good. I'm a dude. She's a dude. We're all dudes. Hey, I'm a dude. She's a dude. He's a dude. We're all dudes. Welcome to the Good Burger. Can I take your order? Welcome to the Good Burger. Home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? So this chicken's almost done here. And we're gonna plate this son bitch up, man. That's all we gotta do. So let's go ahead and add a little bit of parsley to our veg here. And basically we're just gonna toss that around. So now it kind of has like a greeny look to it, you know? Oh yeah. Oh, it smells good. It's like parsley honey, you know? So I'm gonna go ahead and kill this oil because it's still gonna be hot. And just let this chicken finish off. I guess we can get a plate ready. I'm gonna do something different today too. I'm gonna take it over to the dining room. Yeah, screw Mondo Burger, man. Alright, so take these last ones out. See how Southern Fried is a little bit darker because you're actually cooking it in that pan and not just, it's not cooking all the way surrounded like you would in the deep fryer, so it cooks a lot faster, so it comes out a little bit lighter. I prefer this way anyway. So a little salt on top. So now we're basically done. Let's check this mac and cheese. So this thyme has done its job. Where's the other one? I know there's two in here. There it is. So these are all nice and shiny and glazed up. And they're cooked, they're not 100% cooked, they're still kind of like al dente, I guess. All right, so let's check this damn thing. It's the last thing we need. Yeah. 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 I mean, there's just some things in life that don't really need a lot of explanations. And mac and cheese is one of those things, man. You just put that in front of somebody and it's just they don't need a why, they don't need a reason. It's just like, you know, that's it. That's what you want. Just, I mean, this is what mac and cheese should be. Right here. And if you could see me bending over my stove right now to get this close up because it's on my head, then you know how much it means to me. I mean, just... Okay. So... basically what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go in, hopefully we get that nice stringy effect that we're going for with the mozzarella and everything. Let's find out. Yes. The edges are nice and crispy, that's my favorite part. God. Every noodle was like coated in sauce, you know. You got cheese everywhere. It's just like a Jesus, man. I mean, I don't know how else to describe this than just making sounds. I'm gonna put a little parsley on top to kind of cut through that richness, kind of give it a little herbaceousness. And it makes it look good too. So then we're gonna take our veggie tables, just gonna put them down, put the ugly green ones underneath, green beans and all that. And then we'll take our pretty carrots and we'll kind of lay them kind of face up because we put a lot of work into those carrots, making them pretty and making them taste good, so why not display it? Jaw feel. I guess I can just slide those down there. Okay. I'm gonna put a little fresh parsley on those as well, just to kind of brighten up the green a little bit. And we'll kind of rotate our plate. And then the coup de grace is the chicken tendies, man. So this is how you make chicken tenders fancy. Is plate it up like this, serve it like this, and love it like this. And this is what you get. So now if you really want to, you can kind of do something a little more fancy, which is I'm gonna drizzle a little honey over the chicken tenders as well. Just like a little touch, not a lot. And then a little touch of cayenne over them as well, just to kind of finish it. Just tap it. And then you can also put a little parsley on those, because parsley and honey taste really good together, so honey really tastes good with everything. I know I'm using parsley as a color crutch right now on a plate, which I am totally against, but for this kind of matter, it kind of works, you know? So that's it, man. That's it. So what I'm gonna do now is we're gonna get fancy. I'm gonna take this over to the dining room, which I just happened to clear off for this special occasion. Right? Where's the, I probably should bring the iPad too so I can see what y'all say. And then what we're gonna do is So we're gonna do something fancy here. Instead of blinding y'all with the light of the kitchen, we can try doing this. So to kind of give y'all an idea of what we're looking at with some better lighting, we got the chicken there, buttermilk breaded, got a little honey and cayenne on top, a little bit of salt. And then as you kind of rotate the plate, you kind of see, you know, the vegetables, and then basically the main part of the dish, which is the mac and cheese, right? Sorry, I was just looking at it on the iPad. I got distracted by how good it looked. Even on the iPad, it looks amazing. So that's kind of it, man. And I mean, you can add whatever you want from here. You know, you could add more hot sauce or any kind of sauce you want to put drizzle over top of it. Get a dipping sauce if you want. You know, you can just, my favorite's honey mustard. You can make your own. You can go buy your own, whatever you want to do. Honestly, I'm probably just going to eat it like that because I like kind of eating my mac and cheese and the chicken at the same time. It already has hot sauce in the batter, and anyway, I might add more hot sauce on it. Let's be honest. But yeah, that's the dish. Hold on, let me see if I can do this. You can get an angle of everything here. I don't know. See if that works. It's delayed by like, I don't know what, how many seconds. But yeah, so this is a little more cozy, you know what I mean? Instead of staring at the kitchen light the whole time. But yeah, so that's the dish. It probably cost about, this one was a little more in depth. Like I said, you know, you got a couple of different kinds of cheese in there, the cream and stuff. So this one was a little bit more than the usual. Yeah, exactly. No need for the sauce. If you make good enough food, you don't need sauce to cover it up. You know what I mean? But all in all, this dish, I don't know. I mean, you saw how much mac and cheese I have left. I mean, that's enough to feed 5, 6 people, 7 people, if not more. I got like 4 chicken tenders left. I got more vegetables left. So, I mean, it costs a little bit more than the typical dish that I do on here, but I really wanted this kind of thing. It's a nice little home cooking kind of thing, you know. It brings you back home. So, and you can elevate it. I mean, something as simple as fried chicken and mac and cheese can be taken to a different level just by putting a little bit more care into it and kind of thinking about the process rather than just going with what you think you know. You know, think outside the box a little bit. That's kind of the whole point. I don't want this to be like some crazy gourmet 5-star Michelin starred stuff, because nobody wants to eat that at home anyway. Nobody wants to take the time to do that. I surely don't. I've cooked that before in many restaurants, and I don't want to do it again. At least not for myself. I don't want to take that time. I mean, there's a time and a place for it, but not here. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna put up the new video on YouTube today, the white bean and chicken chili. This one's gonna be a little bit odd since GoPro just happened to die halfway through the stream. Well, it didn't die, just the SD card got full. So we'll figure out a way to do that and get this one up. We're getting a little bit more steady, you know, we're getting more people in viewing, we're getting a little more followers on the social media, getting a little bit more views on YouTube. So we're kind of getting where we need to be. So hopefully it just takes off even more and more and more and more and more and more. That painting right there is actually, this girl painted, it's one of my poems that she kind of visualized and put into a painting, which is pretty cool. I really random, I don't know why, I just kind of saw it out of the corner of my eye. It'll come, exactly. I'm just gonna keep it consistent. I'm gonna try to do this 2 to 3 times a week, cooking, maybe a little bit more playing, you know, Apex and some other games. Grand Theft Auto 5, it looks like it'll be funny because I can kind of act out with it. It's a little bit more, you know, in depth, I guess. I don't know. But this has been a good stream, other than the SD card getting full and it just deciding to say, hey, we're going to cut the stream off instead of just not adding it to your SD card anymore. But other than that, I'll have this video up on YouTube probably next week sometime. I still got like 2 more. I got the pizza video I gotta put up, and I got the chili video I gotta put up. The chili video is going up tonight. Pizza video will probably go up. What's today? Thursday. I'll probably put the pizza video up either Sunday or Monday, and then I'll put this video up probably Thursday or Friday of next week. If you haven't seen my YouTube, it's down below in my little info section that I have. You can just click on the YouTube logo that I have there. It'll take you directly to my channel. Subscribe there if you like. I also got all my other stuff down below. So appreciate y'all hanging around and watching. Appreciate y'all coming back after the little technical difficulties, man. And we'll keep this going, keep it growing. And I don't have another word that rhymes with growing and going, so we'll just pretend like I did, and we'll end on that. Shit, I don't have the thing to end it. Hold on. Oh, but yeah, so we actually had really good internet today. 4,000 bit rate on a phone is not bad. But cool. Thank y'all again for watching. I'm gonna enjoy this food, and I gotta take my usual picture of it and everything. But if anybody's just joining, this is what it looks like. If you could see it, and I'll have a picture up on Twitter and Instagram and everything like that as well. So thank y'all very much. I think this has been like about an hour long as well. Hopefully you got some good value out of it and maybe learned a thing or two. That's the whole point. If y'all have any questions, feel free to message me. I don't know how Twitch works. I guess there's DMs and shit. I don't know. Just message me on there on my Instagram or Twitter or anything like that. I'll be happy to answer any questions or give you any recipes or anything like that. All right. So thanks for watching, y'all. I appreciate it. I may play. I don't even know what time is it. Who knows, man. I may play some. I'm off work tomorrow, so I got some energy in me. So I'm probably not after I eat this though, honestly. So I may play some Apex tonight. I haven't played the new update, so I kind of want to play that. So if any of y'all play Apex, holler at me, and we can party up. I may stream that. I may not. We'll find out. But again, thank y'all for watching, and until next time. Which I don't know when will be. When will I do another cooking stream? Maybe tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, just stay tuned in my social media, and you'll know. All right, y'all. Appreciate it. Have fun. Oh, what's up, Brian? I thought that was you, man. Look at that. We got all of Blacksburg in this chat, dude. Mom, Dad, B-Cat. Yeah, man, tell Josh and his girl to get on here and follow. It'll be good for them to kind of get some stuff, especially since they have a kid now. This is kind of good stuff they can do at home too. Josh can do it, you can do it. Y'all know how to cook, so tell him to do it, man. Everybody you know, tell him to get on Twitch and follow me. It's free, as you know, so just spread the word. And we'll get this going, man. Who knows? Maybe Blacksburg will be famous for something other than Virginia Tech and some really unfortunate fucking shootings and stuff like that, you know? So let's do that. So cool. Thank y'all for hanging out. I'm going to eat this. I'm starving. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, so holler at me later, all right? Take it easy, y'all.